Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Football Italia on a really terrific afternoon here in Rome. Now, today marks the return of Serie A after its Christmas break, and our first live game of '96. We're going to be seeing Roma against Fiorentina. And as we head into the new year, what's new? Well, of course, Milan still lead the division, but now their lead is just 1 point, and there are no less than 5 teams snapping away at their heels. Roma and Fiorentina are, of course, the two most informed teams in the chasing pack, so it'll be nice to see them today in a match which could put Roma into the top positions in Serie A for the first time this season, but that could equally leave Fiorentina in first place in Serie A. Exciting stuff for us awaits us at the Stadio Olimpico. Right now, though, it's over to Kenneth Wolstenholme.
Roma and Fiorentina are two teams on a roll. At the moment, Carlo Mazzoni's Roma are the form team in Serie A. The side from the capital have lost just once in the league since mid-September. The high point of that run coming just before Christmas with a famous win at Juventus. After an indifferent start to the league campaign, Roma have now risen to 6th in the table, and another win today could see them move into those all-important European placings. However, the Giallorossi will be up against it this afternoon as they face an informed Fiorentina. Like Roma, Claudio Ranieri's side are unbeaten in 5 matches, a run which has seen the Viola rise to 2nd place in Serie A. Fiorentina are still unbeaten at home and in recent weeks have started to pick up points outside Florence, securing successive victories at Padova and against Atalanta. Another away win today could see Fiorentina go top. However, this afternoon, they face a Roma side unbeaten at the Stadio Olimpico in nearly 4 months, and recent histories against Fiorentina as well. Last season, home advantage proved crucial in this fixture. In Florence, the Viola scored late on from a deflected free kick, while in Rome, Abu Balbo set the Giallorossi on their way to a 2-0 success. Although Fiorentina enjoy a clear historical advantage in this fixture, they've beaten Roma just once in 25 years at the Stadio Olimpico. This afternoon, Fiorentina will be desperate to end that miserable record. However, given their host's recent run of success, it won't be easy.
Thank you, Ken. Well, the rain's still continuing to pour down here at the Stadio Olimpico, which is gradually filling up. Joe Jordan joining us, who's clearly our guest this week. Joe, Roma-Fiorentina should be a good one, this.
I think it's going to be a great game. Everybody's looking forward to it, myself included. A game between two of the forum teams at this moment in Italy.
Now, Ken was talking about Roma's great form. The strange thing is, while they've been doing brilliantly away from home, they've actually got one of the worst records in Serie A here at the Olimpico.
Yeah, I think the difficulty there is they rely so much on their strike force. And I think away from home, I think Fonseca and Balbo get a little bit more freedom. And they are players with plenty of movement, and they can get onto balls into the space and play on the break. Here you get teams that come, they're a little bit more clinical, they come and they close up shop, and I think that the partnership find it a little bit difficult to find the space that they get away from home.
Very interesting stuff. Balbo and Fonseca are obviously very important to Rome. Fiorentina, though, too, have 2 equally good strikers up front, and with more on all 4 of those players, here's Kenneth Wolstenholme.
Today, a lot will depend on 2 of the most formidable forward pairings in Serie A. For the Giallorossi, last season's top scorer Abu Balbo has failed to hit the heights of last season, but remains a player who can turn any game. Balbo's striking partner, Daniel Fonseca, has, after a poor start to the season, weighed in with 5 goals in 8 games. Balbo's international striking partner, Gabriel Batistuta, is once again Fiorentina's top marksman, a run of form which has taken him to the top of the scoring charts. Batistuta's partner today is another man in form. Ciccio Baiano has scored in his last 4 matches for the Viola and seems to have put his off-the-field problems behind him. Earlier in the season, coach Claudio Ranieri dropped Baiano, but now the temperamental star is back to his best. With such a wealth of talent on display, both defences are sure to have plenty to worry about this afternoon.
Thank you once again, Ken. Now, Joe, there is this school of thought that Batistuta is really the heart and soul of the Fiorentina team, and certainly the results have borne that out. But if you can stop Batistuta, you effectively stop Fiorentina too. Is that fair?
Well, I think it's fair to say that the results have coincided with the goals that Batistuta has scored. I think at the beginning of the season, he wasn't scoring as freely as he is now. And of late, you know, the last 10-12 games, the run that Fiorentina have been exceptional.
Right.
But other than Batistuta, I think we've got to give a little mention to Baiano. He's a player that was brought here to score goals, and he didn't do that initially, but now he has started to score goals. So we have a partnership up front for Fiorentina that can get goals. So maybe it's not just Batistuta.
What they've been lacking though so far, very briefly, has been the away results. Do you think they can get one today?
I think it's a very difficult one for them today. It's a very important game for both clubs, but they have got the players up front.
Okay, well, we shall see. It's stopped raining here, thankfully, now at the Stadio Olimpico. We're going to take a quick break, so join us for Roma against Fiorentina right after this break. Welcome back, we're on to Football Italia, our first live game of 96 about to get underway. Roma against Fiorentina. Tremendous atmosphere here at the Olimpico, something like 65,000 fans. Joe Jordan, just to give a quick recap, at the moment there are 6 teams within 6 points of each other at the top of the table. Milan first, Fiorentina second, is 1 point behind them. Are you surprised about that?
Yes, I am surprised. If you consider that 2 seasons ago Fiorentina were in Serie B, and last year all they could really look at was that Batistuta being the leading goal scorer. And they've come from there and they've emerged as a Scudetto challenger. They have a number of games coming up. We'll really find out whether they are going to be a true challenger, and one of these games is today.
Right, okay. A quick word on Roma. I noticed that they've actually got the 19-year-old wonder kid Totti in there with Balbo and Fonseca. A very aggressive opening lineup for them.
Well, we spoke about the point about the strike force up front, for Roma not having much room to play in against teams that come here and close up. Right. Maybe Totti's here to give us that little bit extra.
Okay, we shall see. Roma against Fiorentina is the match. Let's go across for the first half to our commentary team, Don Howe and Peter Brackley.
Thank you, James. Good afternoon, everyone. And on this first Sunday of the new year, the Serie A fixture list then has brought us this enticing contest from Italy's most prestigious sporting arena. Roma and Fiorentina are both in splendid form at the moment. Fiorentina right up there on the heels of Milan, the leaders, just a point behind. And Roma, thanks to their much improved displays of late, are in contention too, certainly for a European place, and perhaps indeed for the championship itself, if they can sustain the momentum. Well, ironically, Roma, normally so strong at home, have been more consistent than away from the Olympic Stadium, and Fiorentina will take extra encouragement too from the absence in the Roma side today of 2 regular defenders, Carbone and Lana. And Noni has a marking role alongside the Brazilian Aldair. In midfield, Sweden's Jonas Tern is having a profitable run in the side at the moment, and up front Fiorentina will have to contend with the striking prowess of the 2 South Americans, Balbo and Fonseca. The team from Florence are certainly less charitable defensively this season. Padalino, Amoruso and Serena all featured strongly in the 2-2 draw with Milan, and they've an excellent goalkeeper too in the giant Toldo. Schwarz, Rui Costa and of course Batistuta form the overseas contingent in this lineup. Baiano is in fine form up front alongside Batistuta. Roma 6th in Serie A, at home then to Fiorentina in 2nd place, a game of real significance in the developing title race, both with a 5-match unbeaten run behind them, and both with genuine match winners of the highest quality, including 3 of South America's most lethal finishers in Balbo, Fonseca and Batistuta. And for my money, one of the most exciting players in Italy at the moment, Fiorentina's Portuguese star, Rui Costa. So Claudio Ranieri's team here in good heart at the moment, looking for the win today that might just take them to the top of the table. Milan are at home to Sampdoria this afternoon. Juventus away to Atalanta. Parma also on their travels. They take on Torino in Turin. Well, Don Howe is alongside me in the commentary box today. So Don, how are you reading this one this afternoon?
Yeah, good afternoon, Peter, and good afternoon to all our viewers. Obviously, it's got the makings of a cracking game. I mean, both teams are on form. Both teams have gone 5 games unbeaten. And I think it's Fiorentina scored 10 goals, Roma have scored 8 goals. So it looks like the makings. And obviously the attention are on the strikers. I mean, we've got the South American pair of Roma and Fonseca and Balbo. and Fiorentina's Battistuta and Baiano. But I think it always goes around midfield. These games are always played in midfield anyway, and I love Rui Costa, the way he rotates with Baiano up front and Baiano comes deep. I love the way he's playing for Fiorentina, and obviously Joseph Turn in the Roma side. I mean, he's gone there, he's had a hard time, he's injured early on, but he's starting to play now. And more times than not, it's the midfield that make the front players tick.
So off we go then. Roma in the darker strip, attacking the goal to our right, and this is Daniel Fonseca, the Uruguayan international, and that's the first free kick, the first foul of the game. This afternoon's referee is Robert Anthony Boggi from Salerno. Fonseca. Here is Rui Costa, seeking out the run of Battistuta, and Chivoni had come a long way out of his goal. Now the flag is up for offside against Fonseca. An explosive atmosphere around the stadium. A really big match then for these two teams, hoping to have a serious tilt at the title. Rui Costa, cheekily away from Totti, but Roma back in possession. Not for long though. Here's Piacentini, the former Roma player. He's in fact still half owned by the club, so he's had this one circled on the calendar for some time. 6 years Piacentini had with Roma. Fonseca being hustled there by Serena, who did such a fine marking job on Roberto Baggio in the recent game with Milan. Totti, a chance to cross it in. Jonas Turn, Aldair, two of the former Benfica players on the pitch today. Turn, Rui Costa, Schwarz and Aldair. Here's Petruzzi, the sweeper in the Roma team. Aldair lending his weight to this attacking sortie. Good interception, and the shot well charged down. Annoni. Fiorentina, remember, haven't won this fixture, or have in fact won it only once in 25 years. 4 years ago when Battistuta got a couple of goals for them in a 3-1 win.
Well, it's a good start for Roma. I mean, they've gone on the attack straight away, Peter, and they've got Fiorentina pinned in their own half. And obviously, they're very tight on Fonseca. You know, he likes to work the flanks. He'll go right flank, he'll go left flank. But straight away, people are closing him down. They know he's got the ability to create something from that wide position.
Little problem there for Rui Costa, but I think he's going to run off the injury. Statuto. Balbo making a run in the centre. Adelino, who's the sweeper for Fiorentina and was outstanding against Milan, as indeed were all their defenders. It was an exhilarating 2-2 draw, and I think on that day Fiorentina really came of age. Certainly underlined their championship credentials. Toldo, who's in the frame now with the Italian national team, hoping to claim a place for the European Championship finals, but I would think he's just behind certainly Luca Bucci and Peruzzi of Juventus. This is Kvaratskhelia back in the Fiorentina side today after suspension, and he had been doubtful through injury, and we thought maybe Robbiati would play, but he's on the bench. Kvaratskhelia restored to the starting lineup, playing at left back instead of his normal position on the right. There's Capioli, a forceful run that's curtailed by Serena, the former Sampdoria player. Totti seemed to be hauled down there. Francesco Totti, former youth team product, who's come up through the system with Roma, made his debut for the club in Serie A at the age of 16. A really highly rated young player. And he's just won his place in the Italian under-21 setup too. Capped just before Christmas. The cross and the flick on was from Capioli, and it's there from Balbo. It's a goal. Just 4.5 minutes gone. Abel Balbo has scored for Roma.
Well, it's a training ground free kick. Fonseca with that left foot to swing it in on that near post. A little ball to open the angle and then right into that near post. And obviously everybody's getting in there, following everything up as forwards do, and Balbo gets on the end of it and sticks it in.
His 5th goal in Serie A this season. He's got 3 now in 4 matches. And that's a cracking start for Roma. The ball squirming away from Toldo. Di Biagio was in there after Fonseca's chip in. Also Capioli, who I think it was, who flicked it on, but it was Balbo with the final decisive touch. Piacentini.
Peter, it's been a terrific opening 5 minutes for Roma. I mean, they've pushed forward, they've kept Fiorentina penned in their own half, kept the pressure on all the time, and they've got a goal out of it. It's a terrific start for them.
Statuto. This is Fonseca. Balbo, incidentally, is captain of Roma this afternoon. Off goes Statuto. Now he'll be brought back for offside. Just for a moment then, I wonder if the flag had not been raised. But there it is.
Yeah, there was two players offside on the Roma side.
Yes, Giannini is back on the bench today for Roma. He, of course, has been the captain in the past. He's been out through injury. And Carbone, who's his normal deputy, is missing from the team as well. So Balbo is Roma's captain, and it is he who has given his team the lead. Just 4 minutes in. Roma, who haven't been playing well at home, Don, just to make the point there, they dropped 9 points out of 24 in the Olympic Stadium, so they really need a good result today.
I hope, Peter, that they don't take the foot off the pedal now, Roma. They've made a terrific start. I hope they just don't drop back and start keeping possession at the back. If they keep going for it, you know, that could build up in this first half perhaps a 2 or 3 goal lead.
Offside against Capioli and, I think also over on the far side there, Totti. Balbo, who played it through. Rui Costa. Fiorentina will need him to get a grip in midfield now. Alongside Bajika and Stefan Schwarz. Serena. Fiorentina with 3 wins away from home already this season in Serie A. That's equalled their tally for the whole of last season. So they have improved on their travels. But Mazzoni's team have got off to a flyer. A man who's under a bit of pressure, Mazzoni, to achieve something this season in terms of honours. A lot of talk that Fabio Capello, the current coach of Milan, may be in line to replace him. Mazzoni is such an experienced coach, 28 years in the business. And his former clubs include Fiorentina. He took them into Europe back in the mid-70s. Ranieri, the coach of Fiorentina, who says he'll quit if his team don't get into Europe come the end of the campaign. Balbo now looking to threaten Fiorentina again. And looking very lively with this 3-pronged attack, Balbo, Fonseca and also Totti.
Yeah, he's a young boy who's he's got himself in the side over the last couple of years. Look, he doesn't get in the side every week, Peter, but they bring him in every now and again. They give him experience, and he'll keep going on down that right flank.
Fonseca's cross, Aldair at the far post, and the tall figure of Toldo was nowhere near that one. He's around 6'6", but he misjudged it totally, and Aldair was left unmarked at the far post.
The reason he'd misjudged that is because he'd expect that ball going into the near post again from Fonseca's free kick on the corner. He knows Fonseca can bring the ball with his left foot swinging in, so obviously he's going to cover the first half of his goal rather than the back half. That's why he was caught out there.
He really does whip in those crosses very dangerously, Fonseca. Stefan Schwarz, who's had his hair cut for the occasion. I didn't recognise him at first. Former Arsenal player. Foul on Totti. He's coming in for some strong attention early on. Fiorentina obviously well aware of his potential threat, along with Balbo and Fonseca. This is Capioli getting involved. But he was involved much more positively on the goal. His flick on that led to it. Rui Costa. Turner's missed it. Piacentini. Batistuta away to his right. It was Aldair in with the first tackle. Balbo. Wide of him, Fonseca. But Padalino was covering for Fiorentina. Padalino, who signed from Foggia back in the summer and has slotted in so well at the back alongside Amoruso, another new man from Bari, and Serena of Sampdoria. Free kick to Roma.
And there's no doubt about it, Peter. I mean, both teams are both fired up. I mean, anything is there to be won. The tackle got to go in there. You're getting 2 or 3 players around the ball area.
Di Biagio. This is Amoruso, who again was very resolute against Milan. Not against George Weah, of course. Schwartz, Rui Costa. Now Jonas' turn. Just hearing that Milan have taken the lead at home to Sampdoria, and it's their Italian defender Panucci who has given them the lead. Milan 1, Sampdoria 0. Milan, remember, 1 point ahead of Fiorentina at start of play. They're the top 2 in Serie A. Parma in 3rd place, a further 2 points behind. We'll bring you news of all the games as we receive it during the afternoon. Full round-up at half-time and at the end of the game. Statuto making no progress there for Roma. Not the best of afternoons weather-wise, but the game has got off to an excellent start. Totti trying to flick it over. But here's Batistuta now on the break for Fiorentina. Good tackle by Turn, or was it? No, it was late.
No, I don't think he got his foot to the ball, Josef Turn. He's trying to get back and he's catching up Batistuta. But when he made his challenge really on the way back, he only catches Batistuta's legs.
Batistuta with 10 goals in Serie A so far this season, 9 in the last 8 games, so he really has been in top form lately after a bit of a sluggish start. Remember, with 26 goals, he was the leading scorer in Serie A last season. But Ranieri will know only too well, most of those goals did come at home, and it really was away from Florence that Fiorentina seemed to struggle. And they will certainly struggle if they lose Batistuta now. So important to them up front, alongside Baiano, who's also been in great form of late. So the Roma fans in great voice at the moment. Fiorentina with a good following too today, around 5,000 have arrived in the Olympic Stadium.
I wouldn't be surprised, Peter, if he hadn't twisted his ankle. And he did wrap his legs, or Jonas Turn did wrap his legs around Batistuta.
He had a slight ankle injury before the game, Batistuta, so he has got his problems. Garnashali. This is Bajika on for Stefan Schwartz. Still Schwartz. Taking on Capioli, did well to get his cross in too. Dealt with by Petruzzi. Strong header by Amoruso. Here's Piacentini. Garnashali having to backpedal. Now Padalino. Batistuta is about to re-enter the fray. Excellent news for Fiorentina. Off goes Serena now. Well-timed intervention though by Annoni. Batistuta walking a little gingerly. So let's hope that's not too serious. Rui Costa taking on Turn but not getting the better of him. Baiano now trying to twist it through in search of Batistuta. But here's Statuto on the break for Roma. Fine pass too to pick out Abel Balbo, the goal scorer. Fonseca almost released Balbo again. The two South Americans in harmony. Baiano for Fiorentina. Now Serena. Threaded on for Batistuta. And then turn out manoeuvred. Rui Costa, Carnashali wide of him. Carnashali back on the right now. This is Rui Costa. Spotting his run too. Dangerous cross in, Annoni away for the corner.
They're slowly getting back into the game, Fiorentina, Peter. They're putting a few good attacks together. Perhaps the final ball, the final pass is letting them down a little bit, but at least they are now having a go at Roma.
They've only scored 7 away from home this season, but there's so much goal-scoring potential in this team. Amoruso climbing the highest. Zika preferred in the team today to Cois. That's Piacentini. Rui Costa dancing past the tackle. He's got great close control, but then giving it away to Turn. Statuto losing out. Amoruso showing his battling qualities. This is Baiano now to whip it across. Off Petruzzi. Roma defending rather nervously. Batistuta still hobbling, so he has a problem. Carnashali. Totti back there to help out. Then Statuto. Down goes Turn, and that'll be a free kick to Roma.
It's funny how the psychology of football works this way, is that the teams sometimes that score early have to defend that lead, and they don't play. They made a terrific start to the game, Roma. Now all of a sudden they look as though they're getting a lot of people behind the ball, people guarding the goal, a lot of people in their own box, rather than play with the same invention and attacking ideas that the opening minutes of the game.
It's such a risky ploy too against a team of Fiorentina's attacking flair. Serena with Batistuta. Annoni, who's a very competitive defender but hasn't had too many chances, with the likes of Lana and Carboni and Aldair as first choice, and Petruzzi coming through over the past year or so. Annoni taking the throw. This is Bajika, who's the captain of the Italian under-21 team. On by Serena. Schwartz can't get there before Annoni. But you're right, they seem to have gone back in their shell again.
Yep. And what happens, they go back in their shell, and then the two front players stop getting the service that they were getting earlier on. I mean, all of a sudden Fonseca's not on the ball now.
Piacentini away from Jonas Turn. Bajika. Rui Costa. Carnashali again supporting down that right side. Off Aldair, the Brazilian. Bajika. Won't fall for Baiano, but it will for Serena. Good strike too, and Chavoni almost lost it then in flight. It squirmed away from him. Whether perhaps he didn't get a good view of it, I don't know, but he won't be too pleased with his goalkeeping there.
Did well there, Serena. Came from nowhere to get his shot in. The goalkeeper made a right mess of it.
Serena now with the cross. Away by Balbo. There's nobody upfield for Roma. Bajika. Batistuta is offside. The Roma backline have pushed a long way forward. There's a shot again from Serena. A greasy ball. And Chavone couldn't hold it. Fairness to him, was swerving a little bit. Chavone, who's been one of the most consistent goalkeepers in Serie A over the past few seasons now. 19 clean sheets in the last campaign. 6 in this one so far. And once again, Roma have the best defence in the top flight, jointly with Inter at the moment. Totti onside. Fonseca looking over on Capioli. Bajika. Every time it's played into that Fiorentina penalty box, you feel there's danger. That's Capioli. Annoni. Now Turn. Getting a decent run in the team at the moment. But this time it's Roma who've been caught offside.
Yeah, that was a lovely attack by Roma. I mean, Fonseca, who keeps moving out wide, he's come out to this right flank, he's gone inside with his left foot, and a lovely little reverse pass into Totti's run. Good football.
Rui Costa. And Asuto almost on the end of it, but he's been penalised for some pushing on Anoni. Referee Poggi just instructing him to calm down. And Asuto really is the figurehead of this Fiorentina side. The fans have taken him to their hearts, of course, since the departure of Baggio a few seasons back for Juve. Schwarz. Now Piacentini. Played through by Baiano. Batistuta's first touch, though, let him down. Off goes Fonseca. Good policing by Amoruso. Serena. Finding Baiano. And Capioli just in ahead of Rui Costa. Di Biagio. He's the man who's really keeping Giannini on the bench today, Di Biagio. I wonder if we'll see Giannini later on in the game. Certainly a man you remember well, Don, from the World Cup in 1990 in particular.
One of the best midfield playmakers in Italian football over the last kind of 6 years. Obviously, he's run into this injury problem. An outstanding passer of the ball. Lovely disguise.
Well, that was a fine pass sent by Di Biagio, but well read by Padalino. Down goes Rui Costa. That's a trip by Anoni, and that will be a yellow card for him. It's only his fourth start in Serie A this season, Anoni. Maybe a little bit ring rusty.
He's always like getting his foot in, Peter. And every time he plays, more times than not, he does a man-for-man marking job. But you can see there, I mean, he was miles away from the ball. He was just feeling for the ball. No chance of getting his foot to it.
Bajika. Great anticipation by Aldair. My word, he was in so swiftly then. Likewise, Padalino at the back for Fiorentina. Serena keeping it in play. This is Totti, challenged by Stefan Schwarz. Capioli. Now Piacentini. Off goes Batistuta. And up goes the linesman's flag for offside.
Yeah, both sides, when they get the chance, they're pushing up and letting the runners go, catching them offside. Really, by now, both sets of strikers ought to realise what's going on and time their run.
Statuto. Way by Bajika. Coolly into the path of Piacentini. Now Rui Costa. Losing out, though, to Aldair, a little unluckily. Piacentini again. Petruzzi, such a tidy defender. He's made enormous progress since coming into the team in October of '94, Petruzzi. Got clattered then as he played it away by Baiano, which has certainly incensed those Roma defenders.
Well, he's hit Petruzzi as he's playing the ball down the line. It's always a difficult situation for a referee, this one, because the referee could say, well, I think he was trying to play the ball. But obviously he's arrived late, Baiano. And Petruzzi then, his kicking leg's gone into Baiano's outstretched leg. And it can be a nasty injury, this one, across the top of the ankle.
Well, Mazzoni won't want to lose him. He's already without Carbone today. And also Lana, two of the regular defenders, two of the first choice defenders. He's not even given a foul, the referee, which I find a bit surprising. It was certainly late then, Baiano on Petruzzi. The crowd don't like it. Amoruso. Maybe the referee took the conditions into account. Still Amoruso. That's Capioli. Di Biagio. Di Biagio again from Capioli's pass. And the cheer around the stadium is to greet the news that Lazio are losing away to Napoli. Di Napoli has scored for the home side there in Naples. Napoli 1, Lazio 0. Zico is the offender on Totti.
I'm a bit surprised that Fiorentina keep giving these free kicks, especially down this right side. Fonseca keeps coming across. He's not coming across for this one, but he's been whipping them in with his left foot. Capioli's on this one.
The right foot of Capioli. Beyond Fonseca and Balbo, though, waiting in the middle. Statuto colliding with Piacentini, and that'll be a free kick to Fiorentina. The goal I'm just hearing too for Udinese away to Piacenza. Bierhoff, the German, has scored there. That's his 10th of the season. So he now joins Batistuta and Potti of Bari on double figures. Fiorentina would really welcome a goal from Batistuta now. They've been clawing their way back, but without really seriously challenging at the other end. And that was a very bad tackle then by Padalino.
Well, he comes banging out of defence, Padalino. I mean, normally he's a sweeper, and he's pushed out, and he's completely mistimed his challenge.
Yes, he's misread the situation completely then. Lunging into Totti. So not surprisingly a caution for Pasquale Padalino.
He's arrived late, he's put his foot out to the ball without knowing whether he's going to make contact or not.
Di Biagio. Now Capioli. Fonseca making another of those angled runs away to his right. This is Di Biagio. And here is Fonseca. And it was deflected off Serena into the welcoming arms of Toldo. Aldair for turn. Statuto. Aldair. Oh, that's good play. This is Totti. Offside. Offside. It's a wonderful approach play then by Roma. Totti was very, very quick off the mark. And a little unlucky then not to have found a path to goal. Denied by the linesman's flag in the end. And also the quickness off the mark from Toldo. Fiorentina's free kick, as France is allowed to take it. Can't really see from that how close the decision was, but all credit to Toldo for coming out so speedily. Carnashali. Padalino. Very untypical. His distribution is normally so accurate. Maybe unsettled by the yellow card and his rash challenge on Totti.
I mean, Padalino is a very well improved defender, but that's as a sweeper rather than someone who's going out there making tackle speeder. He's great at reading it from the back, and then when he gets it, he uses the ball well. What the hell he's coming out from the back for and making rash challenges that there's no need to make, I don't know. In fact, that's part of this first kind of half of this game, is that there's some real harsh tackling going on. Missed time tackling, crashing into each other.
You tell them, Don, I'm with you. Free kick then to Roma, taken by Petruzzi. Caruso and Serena choosing to go for the same ball. Batistuta. This is Statuto. Rui Costa after this one, but so was Aldair. Such an immaculate defender. But now he's given it away to Serena. To be nudged then by Fonseca. He claims it was a dive. The referee says no. Free kick to Fiorentina, whose 4 defeats this season have all come away from home. Unbeaten in Florence. They've dropped points though to Inter and of course to Milan. This is Rui Costa. On goes Batistuta. Parma have now taken the lead away to Torino, and that's Sensini, the Argentine. Torino 0, Parma 1. Parma in third place. Remember, 3 points behind Milan at the start of the weekend games. The evening fixture, incidentally, is Bari at home to Inter. You can see highlights on Mezzanotte on Channel 4 on Tuesday night. Offside against Fonseca. And these offside decisions are rather stopping the flow of the game.
Yeah, and the crowd are getting very frustrated by it. But I've got to say this, from our position, they definitely do look offside. I mean, there's not much doubt about it. It's just the timing of the run from the front players.
This is Carashali, away from Statuto. Piacentini. Bajika. Rui Costa. Held back then, though, by Di Biagio. They really need him to be more influential, Rui Costa. Offside again, is it? No, I don't think the flag was. No, Baiano was onside this time. So he timed his run to perfection. And that was a real escape then for Roma. Baiano on the end of that chip through. Roma defenders looking in vain for an offside flag.
No, the linesman didn't give that, Peter.
Turns long pass to no avail. Well, that will give encouragement, though, to Fiorentina. The onside trap can be broken. Rui Costa. Jonas Turn, who came sliding in. In fact, that's a Roma throw. Came off the Fiorentina man. Not sure about that haircut, Don, of Schwarz's. What do you think? Not his.
I always think these days with football players, you never know what they're going to do with their hair. I mean, I would think every morning a manager comes in, I bet he thinks to himself, I wonder what's going to happen this morning. I wonder who's going to have what. I mean, has he had it dyed blonde, or has he had it cut? Has he had it cropped off? Has he had it cut short? It seems to be the in thing with footballers these days to have different types of hairstyles.
I think Ray Wilkins has had a haircut. We only had 2 to choose from, so I know he's listening.
I haven't even got 2 to choose from, Peter.
Carashali. In goes Petruzzi. I was impressed by your new hat, though, at Wembley from the last game, Don. I'm sure we're going to see some more headgear from you for the European Championships.
Well, people seem to get... they want to talk about a hat. Obviously, when you haven't got anything on top, you need a little bit of insulation. And that's the reason I wear them. It's not for any attention, I'll tell you that, but they seem to catch everybody's attention. Especially commentators.
Amazing, isn't it? Meanwhile, there's a game going on. That's off Carashali. Aldair. Di Biagio. On then by Totti. Fonseca to Capioli. No, the final product was very disappointing then from Capioli. After a very promising start, the game really hasn't got going yet. Bajika. This is Rui Costa. Too easy though for Andoni. Totti. Words between Serena and Totti, broken up by the linesman.
It's just a little bit niggly, isn't it? Little things are happening, pulling shirts and bumping into each other. It's really just going to take the concentration of the players. That's why every now and again, you think, what the hell's that? There's a pass and it seems to be a million miles away from anyone.
Fonseca with Balbo, away from Padalino, played up by Balbo until he was confronted by Bajika. Fiorentina working diligently to win the ball back again. Serena, only as far as Capioli. This is Totti. Capioli again. Balbo. Di Biagio. Solid tackle by Serena. Now Schwarz. tidy at the moment.
Well, that was just a nasty tackle by Schwartz. He's knocked it too far forward, and then he virtually goes over the top.
On his Swedish teammate turn too.
Yeah. I mean, that's at least a yellow card. He's miscontrolled the ball. He's on his way forward, Schwartz, and he's knocked it too far forward. So now he goes over the top to the challenging player, Jonas Turn.
Well, they were teammates together at Malmo and Benfica, and of course for Sweden. But there was no love lost between them there. I don't think there was a caution there. Di Biagio. Dreadful free kick though. Wasted opportunity for Roma. Rui Costa. Now Batistuta. He's got Serena away down this left side. Bayardo making the run into the middle. Well cut out by Aldair. Schwartz. Now Serena. Piacentini. I thought he was going to keep that in there. He felt he had. Well, from our view, I would have thought the linesman was right there.
Yes, it was close, but I think all the ball was over the line. Peter, the last few weeks we've seen Fiorentina, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. And I suppose the player that's always impressed us is Rui Costa. And he's definitely got his game together in midfield. I mean, he passes the ball forward all the time. He's looking to hurt the opposition. He's looking to thread the ball through the defenders, into runners. He is starting to look a real top-notch midfield player, Rui Costa.
Ranieri has changed things around, of course, leaving out Robbiati, which disappointed me personally. Having playing so well, Robbiati, maybe he'll think about bringing him on later to help out Rui Costa. Jonas Turn is there with him, and also Statuto. Now Totti riding the tackle from Bajica. Statuto. Calvo making a forward run. And Fonseca through the middle here. Good thinking. The idea was there.
But it was great sweeping by Toldo, the Fiorentina goalkeeper.
Di Biagio was caught out there. Play on, says the referee, but Schwartz to Rui Costa. Batistuta is through here. This is Batistuta! Oh! He seemed to have done the hard part, chipped the goalkeeper so delicately, and it's just past the far post.
Top-class football. Keeper comes out, lifts it over him, just misses the goal. A lovely move. Here again, Rui Costa involved. Picks the ball up, middle of the Roma half. Batistuta there, pulls away to his right-hand side. He just threads it outside, just outside the defenders. He lifts it over to the keeper there, and he's just outside that far post. Great football, lovely attacking football.
Perfectly weighted pass by Rui Costa to release Batistuta, and he'll be very, very disappointed he didn't tuck that one away. Aldair, the last defender here. Meantime, Milan have tucked another one away. Savicevic has given them a 2-goal cushion now at home to Sampdoria. Milan 2, Sampdoria 0. Savicevic. Panucci with the first goal earlier on. Amoruso for Fiorentina. They haven't been at their most convincing so far today, but they will be encouraged by the near miss from Batistuta, who's on the ball now. Batistuta with a shot. It was a long, long way out. Bayardo offering just in case there'd been any miscalculation by Chavone. Schwartz. Adelino with Amoruso, rather tight in there. Bejica. Away by Annoni, but only to Rui Costa. And that's a foul on Baiano. One of Fiorentina's scorers, Baiano, against Milan in the 2-2 draw.
Just a silly foul. I mean, he's played it into Baiano's feet. Baiano's got to get turned. Why they're going crashing in from behind and give a foul away in a fairly vulnerable area.
5 minutes of the first half remaining. Amoruso occasionally has a strike at goal from this kind of range, but not this time. Rui Costa is there, and also Batistuta. And here is the Argentine international. It was a ferocious strike, but straight at the wall. Rui Costa, Piacentini. Roma hounding him in a pack then. Defenders streaming forward.
I always think, Peter, where the Italian game has changed over the last 2 or 3 years is this pressing game. I mean, they were a country that didn't do it, and then AC Milan took it on and got a lot of success from it. Now virtually every team do it. It's part of the modern game.
Kardasciali to Amoruso. And his reverse pass straight to Aldair, who has marshalled that back line for Roma so well again this afternoon. They haven't been caught out too often, but they are being caught at the other end by the linesman's flag. More bad news for Lazio. Meantime, Boksic has been sent off. They're still a goal down too, away to Napoli. Lazio, who of course share this stadium with Roma. Bejica, Padalino. Off Schwarz for throw to Roma, who put this useful run together lately, but won only one of the first 7 games in Serie A. Rather in contrast to last season, when they were the last team to lose their unbeaten record in the top flight. Roma actually topped the table at one stage last season, but then fell away towards the end of the campaign. Diango's turn, very theatrically. Didn't impress the referee. Bejica on to Rui Costa. Aldair. Without doubt now, Aldair, one of the most accomplished defenders in world football. As of course he showed in USA 94, the World Cup finals of last year, 2 years ago as it is now. On by Batistuta. Rui Costa, he's got Schwarz up with him, trying to slip it through. Just too many defenders in the end for him, including the tough tackling Petruzzi, who's arguing the point now with Rui Costa. The referee having to step in to calm things down. Then Di Biagio foolishly getting involved, and this is all getting out of hand.
Well, it's definitely been on the cards, this, Peter, and it's amazing how it started off, because Rui Costa was trying to get back to Petruzzi, and it's a bit of a challenge, and it was a foul, but nothing really harsh, and off he goes. Petruzzi picks himself up, bangs into Rui Costa, then all the other players come and get involved.
Well, we'll see now what action the referee has taken. I think it's a yellow card for Rui Costa. Giannini being held back down there by a gentleman wearing a hat you'd have been impressed with, Don.
You see, if Petruzzi doesn't react the way he did, I mean, he picked himself up, having been fouled, he picks himself up, and then he really goes back and attacks Rui Costa. If he just picks himself up, gets hold of the ball and gets on with the game, all this doesn't go on.
That's certainly having his say there.
This is sometimes really where motivation goes over the top. You know, it goes from motivation into lack of control, self-control.
Well, I think at the end of all that, there was in fact no caution for anybody. Kardasciali. Lines went flagging in favour of Fiorentina for Aldair's misdemeanour. It's been an ill-tempered first half. One that began so brightly with the opening goal from Balbo after what, just 4 minutes.
Obviously, Peter, I mean, the two teams have had two successful runs. I mean, they're both gone 5 games unbeaten, and they don't want to lose today.
Rui Costa with the free kick. Serena was on the end of it, but harmlessly away for a goal kick.
I mean, there was a situation there, the ball's got crossed in the box, and someone gets a header there. Aldair is going mad at one of his teammates. As this ball comes in now and there's a header, we might not see it, but Aldair, the Brazilian, he turns, he virtually has it. He has a fight with one of his own defenders.
We're now into stoppage time at the end of the first period. This is Statuto operating over on that left flank in the first half. Roma having left out Moriero, so they have him in reserve. Should they want to make a change? That's Jona's turn. And that's away for a corner. I think no goal kick. Mazzoni presumably doesn't agree with that.
Peter, I think the sooner half-time comes, the better it will be for both coaches of both teams. Perhaps they'll calm down and the coaches can get all of them and say, hey, let's start passing the ball and playing some football.
Fair point. Hasn't lived up to expectations so far. Let's hope the coaches do their job in the dressing rooms. Rijika, and there is the half-time whistle. There's a foul throw, in fact. The referee has given.
He's had
by Serena, yeah.
That referee's had a hard time this first half. I mean, he's had to be up to it. I mean, the players have been at him, they've been shouting at him, appealing all the time. He's had to try and keep under control, and then we had that mass of both sides of players around him for that one incident. It's a difficult job for a referee under those circumstances.
Turn. Aldair. We've had 2 minutes now of injury time. Little slip then by Maruso, which hasn't proved too costly. Away by Serena. Then Batistuta. Rui Costa. On goes Batistuta, but Petruzzi is there. Again, very tidy and composed at the back. Totti. Good turn by Di Biagio. He's got Statuto in some space now. Options in the middle. Oh, Statuto clearly wanted to cut inside on his right foot, and Stefan Schwarz prevented him from doing so.
Yeah, but it does make a meal of this one. I mean, he catches him. I mean, he bumps into him, Stefan Schwarz, but it's not as hard as what that one looks.
I think Schwarz rather knew where he was going, but couldn't actually stop him legally. So Mazzoni with plenty to think over before giving his half-time team talk, if half-time ever comes. So a late chance in the first half. It'll be Abel Balbo. It spins away for a corner. Not quite sure where all this injury time has come from. There was Batistuta's problem. One or two other minor ailments. Totti with the corner. Garnacioli didn't get to it, and Noni did. But thankfully, from Fiorentina's point of view, Toldo was back on his goal line. And that is the final whistle now from the first half, blown by referee Boggi. Bit of an untidy first 45 minutes, really. Just the one goal scored inside the first 5 minutes by Abel Balbo for Roma. But they rather went back on the defensive from there on, played on the break, and Fiorentina found them hard to break down. That one real chance that Batistuta steered wide. That's the way of it then at the halfway stage. We'll be back with the half-time scores and all the other news in a couple of minutes from now.
Welcome back everyone to Football Italia. It's half-time here currently at the Stadio Olimpico, so an ideal time really for our half-time scores on this week 16 of the season. They are as follows. Up in Bergamo, it's Atalanta 0, Juventus 0. Over in Sardinia, Cagliari Padova is 0-0 as well. Milan, though, at the San Siro are 2 goals up over Sampdoria thanks to Panucci and Savicevic. Down in Naples, Napoli are leading 1-0 after a goal by De Napoli. Lazio in real trouble now, down to 10 men after Alan Boksic was sent off. Piacenza trailing at home to Udinese, a goal from the German Oliver Bierhoff there, his 10th of the season. Roma 1-0 up over Fiorentina thanks to Abel Balbo. Torino 1-1 with Parma, Sensini scoring first for the visitors, then Torino responding with Dionigi, and Vicenza Cremonese 0-0. The evening match this week is Bari-Inter at the fabulous San Nicola Stadium down in Bari. Roy Hodgson and Inter without the suspended Paul Ince for this game, and they'll be looking for some points to get themselves back into the top half of the table. However, their host Bari have been playing very well of late, and they'll be looking for some points themselves in their very own relegation battle. Interesting to see then what will happen in that game. It'll be on Mezzanotte on Tuesday night. Right, returning anyway to this afternoon, time now for the latest round of our Goal of the Month competition. Up for grabs as ever, the usual Alitalia Italia Tour holiday for 2 in Italy. Here's Ken with the details.
Coming up, the top 6 strikes from December. Choose your favourite and you could win a trip to a top Italian game. So a reminder of those 6 goals. Choose your favourite, call us on 0891 11 44 11 and you could be on your way to Italy. Our winner will be chosen at random from the correct entries, and lines close at midnight on Wednesday the 17th of January. After the break we'll have the second half of today's live game as Roma meet Fiorentina, so don't go away.
Welcome back everyone to Football Italia. It's 1-0 here at the Stadio Olimpico after 45 minutes of play between Roma and Fiorentina. Fiorentina's plans, as you were saying, Joe, a second ago, had kind of gone out the window with that early goal by Roma. It wasn't a classic manoeuvre, but it certainly worked.
Well, it was a beautiful ball put in there, and you know, you've got 3 players going in the 6-yard box. First of all, you had Capioli, then Di Biagio, and then it was final, it was Balbo. So although it wasn't a classic goal, what it was, I think it was a reflection on the way that Roma started the game, which was in a positive and aggressive fashion. Since the goal, they've really dropped off a little bit, and they've allowed the Fiorentina to come into the game.
Right, and an early aggressiveness that perhaps lacking a little in the rest of the first half for Roma. Fiorentina, though, despite going down with that early strike by Balbo, have had the best of the chances since, really.
Well, without playing exceptionally well, they still created the best two chances. The first one falling to Baiano, who really made, I think, the only time that either team has beaten the offside trap, and he's not got his final touch. And the second one coming from Batistuta, and really he's put it well wide. You know, a player who is on form as he is, he's done everything right, he's made the chip, but he's not placed it in the net.
Okay, so very briefly, the team's coming out now for the second half. How do you see the rest of the game going?
Well, I think with the two chances that Fiorentina have had is an indication that they have still got the players who can still turn it, but at the moment, I still go for Roma.
Right, okay, they are a goal in the lead, as I say. Time now for the second half anyway, with our commentators, John Howe and Peter Brackley.
Thank you, James. So Roma just edging it so far. Fiorentina haven't been beaten in Serie A since Juventus overcame them back in November in week 10. Both teams, remember, with an unbeaten 5-match run behind them, but they haven't been, certainly Don Howe, their most convincing today, really, either side.
No, I mean, the first half, Peter, was niggly and at times nasty. I mean, that Stefan Schwartz tackle on Jonas Turn was really over the top. And I thought the referee at the time should have been a little bit harder than what he was. I mean, the two coaches have at least got a chance in there at half-time. I mean, if Fiorentina don't start playing better football, they're not going to get themselves back in the game. And obviously, I would think Mazzoni, the coach of Roma, is going to say to his side, look, you played well in that first 15-20 minutes, let's start to pick it up from there. That type of football.
Well, Fiorentina have brought on Robbiati for the start of the second half. There were certainly a few raised eyebrows that he wasn't in right from the start. He had been playing so well. And he's come on for Bajica for this second period. So the change being made by Ranier, Robbiati, who scored the first goal in that 2-2 draw with Milan, Fiorentina's last outing. Baiano with the second goal. They certainly showed their character that afternoon in coming back twice from behind Fiorentina. Played very impressively. And they'll be hoping for more of the same in the second half in this game. Here's Totti for Roma. Hauled back though by his former teammate Piacentini, and a yellow card for the ex-Roma man.
He's just grabbed hold of him as he's gone past him. I mean, the referee's dead right. He's just grabbed hold of his shirt.
Yellow card then for Piacentini, and the free kick will have to be taken again, I think, here. The referee wasn't quite ready. Robert Anthony Boggi. Aldair taking the free kick to find Fonseca. Robbiati tracking him. An unpredictable but certainly very talented player, Robbiati. And he will increase their attacking options in the second half, Fiorentina.
Yeah, that's right, Peter, especially down this right side where they didn't do much in the first half. Unless Rui Costa got out there, they didn't do anything at all down the right flank.
Good touch off then by Fonseca. But he wasn't able to profit from the return pass. Carnashali. This is Padolino, who was also guilty of a dreadful foul in the first half. Certainly, for my money, Schwartz was the worst offender with that stamp, really, on Jonas Turn, his Swedish compatriot. Schwartz, we had felt it calmed down. He had 5 yellow cards and a sending off in his first few games. But since his dismissal against Sampdoria, hadn't had a single booking. So he had seemed to have kept his emotions in check until he got carried away with that challenge this afternoon. Here's Robbiati now. Batistuta in the middle. Rui Costa was in support, but Di Biagio got his tackle in and then surely fouled Robbiati. You were saying at half-time, Don, when we were chatting, maybe the players are over-motivated today.
Yeah. You know, team talks can, if you're not careful, lead the players up the wrong path in terms of composure and control.
Rui Costa with the free kick for Fiorentina. Amoruso has come up, and as Baiano and Batistuta converged on Aldair and Giovone, it's come off one of them, or has it? No, it's a free kick. In fact, the referee has blown for the foul.
So going back to that point, Peter, what I'm saying is that obviously the two coaches have their pre-match talk and they're talking to the players about competing and being in there and watch the first 10 minutes. But sometimes that spills over, that when trying to win the ball back, they're a little bit anxious and they try and make tackles that are not there to be made. And then when they get the ball, they're still in that same frame of mind, so they miss pass the ball. They haven't got the composure then to pass the ball in possession.
Kardashian sliding in with the tackle on Statuto, applying his trade down the left flank this afternoon without great effect. He's very much in the frame now with the Italian national squad, Statuto, but not in that position. Mazzoni, the coach, opting today to leave out Moriero and not play Capioli as he might have done on the left. Here's Statuto taking the free kick. Fisted away by Toldo, back in by Turn. Offside against Abel Balbo. And again, a bit of a dangerous game that Fiorentina were playing there. But they have got away with it. Balbo, whose goal divides the two teams, scored with just 4 minutes on the clock. But it all went rather downhill from there, disappointingly, in the first period. Madalino. Rui Costa. Aldair, the covering defender. And a magnificent first half, Aldair. Then Piacentini in quickly on Jonas Turn. He's playing his 6th game in a row today. That's his best for Roma. He's had a lot of injury problems since moving from Napoli. His 4th season now in Italy, and he's only scored twice. Poor return for normally such an inventive and attacking player. Padalino. Easily away by Aldair. Here's Balbo. Fonseca alongside him. Fonseca away from Padalino's tackle. And Balbo makes it 2. And Roma have started the second half as they opened the first one. Abel Balbo with his second of the game, and that one was conjured up in South America.
Now that's what we talk composure. And he's done it ever so well, Fonseca. He's picked the ball up on this left-hand side of the box, goes past that last defender, keeps his head, he knows he's on a difficult angle, pulls it square across the 6-yard box, in comes Balbo, little touch, it's in the net.
Sizzling pace then by Fonseca, and unselfishly into the path of Balbo for a clinical finish. 51 minutes gone. 2-0 to Roma, and it's 2 for Abel Balbo to bring his tally to 6 in Serie A this season and continue his recent run of goal-scoring form.
That's terrific understanding by a front pair of strikers. You know, you talk about balance and understanding and knowing each other's game. I mean, the move really was sorted out between the two of them all the way through until it was touched into the net.
There's no doubt they're such a formidable combination when they are both on song. Way now by the other South American, Aldair to Statuto. Fonseca's touch. Turns given it away to Rui Costa. Can Fiorentina raise their game again in this second half?
He keeps getting caught on the ball every now and again, Rui Costa. At times you think he's overrunning the ball, but I think that's the front players. I don't think Batistuta and Biano are doing anything today, Peter. And I think he's looking for them to make a move, and he's having to take the ball farther on than really what he wants to.
That's Schwartz, but no real power behind the shot from the Swedish international.
I mean, the general showing for the ball played up to them and the runs off the ball by Batistuta and Biano have been very, very poor today.
Serena. Well, Balbo scored 22 goals in Serie A last season, and many of them were laid on for him by Fonseca, and that's been the case with his second this afternoon. Padalino. Again, such fine anticipation at the back from Aldair. This is Statuto on for Balbo, who's on a hat-trick. Divide this time by the goalkeeping of Toldo, who can't get on with it quickly enough. Rui Costa. They need him to be his most influential now, Fiorentina, if they are to get back into this game. He's the main man, no question about that, Rui Costa.
And there's no doubt about it, if those two front players can get a grip of themselves and make the right type of runs, he'll get them through, he'll get them in.
Here he is now, probing once more, Piacentini. But the final pass was a major letdown.
Peter, in newspapers and you hear people talk about service to the front players. They say the players are not getting the right type of service. You get in Italy, you get it in England. But half the time it's because the front players are not making enough runs and the right type of runs for the ball to be played in there. The midfield players or the back players want to get the ball in there, but they're not working hard enough to give that space, to give that room to be played up to.
Well, they certainly had some tremendous movement up front against Milan, Fiorentina. More of it needed this afternoon now. Meantime, Roberto Baggio has got a third goal for Milan, a spectacular goal, I gather. Milan 3, Sampdoria 0, so they look like enhancing their grip on the Serie A table. But here's Fonseca now for Roma. Came off Rui Costa, Padalino to find Piacentini. Carnashali. Alder keeping a tight rein on by Arno, who's been penalised.
He's had a great game today, Alder, Peter. He's playing on the left side of the sweeper, holds that zone, picks up whoever comes into that left side of the sweeper, he'll pick him up. I think he's read every ball that's been played in there and he's won every tackle.
This is Fonseca. Totti hadn't read his intentions there, though. Now Padalino. Here's Carnashali, Rui Costa. Endeavouring to get something started for Fiorentina. We're really up against it now. 2 goals behind by Arno. Aldair. Again, so decisive in the tackle. I don't think there are too many better defenders in the world now than Aldair. And with Petruzzi sweeping so well, they really haven't missed their absent regulars today. Lana and Carbone. Fonseca now, raiding again for Roma, swimming it through and almost into the path of Balbo. He looks so dangerous, Fonseca, when he sets off on those
he's
curling runs.
Peter, what he does, he just pulls out to the flanks. He pulls away from the marking in the middle of the pitch. And he finds himself some room out on the flanks, and from there, he runs at defenders.
Well, Fiorentina have to commit defenders now at the other end. Rui Costa can't thread it through. Petruzzi is there. Another superb game from Petruzzi. And he's made a rare excursion upfield now. Fonseca. Balbo inside him. Fonseca again. Still the Uruguayan. Trying to chip it through. Balbo! That would have been some way to complete a hat-trick. Wonderful approach play again from Roma and Fonseca in particular.
Well, he's having a wonderful second half. I mean, he did well the first half, but the second half. And he keeps running on that left foot and cutting inside players and finding himself a bit more space.
Thrilling football by Roma. Di Biagio. And that is not even going to hit the corner flag. It was that far wide. Took a deflection there, which very nearly deceived Toldo. And then the audacity of Balbo so nearly produced a goal.
Yeah, it just took a little bit of the pace off the shot, the deflection.
Balbo. Now Totti. Fiorentina at the moment are in disarray. Totti with the chance.
Yeah,
Totti with the miss.
Peter, the young boy knows he should have scored here. I mean, you're not going to get many chances like that 12 yards out with only the goalkeeper to beat. At least you've got to hit the goal.
Roma have Fiorentina reeling at the moment. It stays at 2-0. They stay in with a chance. Robiati. They've got to find more edge, more cutting edge up front. Serena. Now Baiano has found a little bit of room. The cross was so tame from Baiano.
It's good front play, this, Peter. I mean, they are now turned it on. I mean, you can see why Fonseca and Balbo play for their own different countries, Uruguay and Argentina. I mean, on this form, they are outstanding players. Little combinations, their dribbles on the ball, their understanding of knowing exactly where each other is.
Away by Statuto. Cardasciali will take the throw for Fiorentina. Juventus have now taken the lead away to Atalanta, and that's a penalty from Ravanelli. Atalanta 0, Juventus 1. Capioli for Roma to find Totti, who really should have put his name on the score sheet. Offside, another marginal decision. Fonseca looking ruefully towards the lines, but maybe Balbo was off as well. There was a spell earlier in the season when Fonseca was dropped. Branco was in the team before his move to Inter. Here's Fonseca now. Again doing his creative damage down that right side. Capioli. Balbo and Statuto in the middle. Fonseca. Whipping it in to Balbo. Amoruso was in the way this time, but the danger hasn't passed. Well claimed in the end by Toldo. Batistuta. Haven't seen too much of him in the second period so far. Schwarz on for Rui Costa. Baiano away to his left. Now, could he service Batistuta in the middle, or maybe Schwarz? No, it's off Jonas' turn. Amoruso. Piacettini. Down goes Batistuta. And he's convinced the referee that was a foul. I'm not so sure. An hour gone, and the free kick conceded by Aldair.
Yeah, where Aldair went searching for it. He went he virtually put his foot between Batistuta's legs. He went searching for the ball, hoping, feeling for the ball. That's the way you give fouls away.
So an opportunity for Fiorentina.
Dangerous spot.
Yeah, Rui Costa hovering, Robiati. Batistuta presumably not fancying this one. He's now arguing with the referee. Here is Robiati. Oh! What a strike by Robiati! And Fiorentina are back in contention. The substitution has paid off. Robiati for Fiorentina.
Well, there we are. You give free kicks away on the edge of your D, you're in trouble. And he's curled that one nicely up into the top corner. No chance for the goalkeeper. None at all. It'll bend over the inside of the wall and go away from the goalkeeper, just inside that post. No chance for the goalkeeper.
What about the positioning of Chavoni? He's a long, long way away from it. What did you feel there, Don?
No, Peter, even if it had come more central, I know what you're talking about. He still wouldn't have got to that one.
So Robiati has revived Fiorentina's hopes. It certainly lifted the game. Fonseca.
If they don't stop Fonseca, if Fiorentina don't stop Fonseca pulling out to the flanks and running at them, they're going to be in trouble. I know it's 2-1 now, but it'll soon be 3-1. If they let Fonseca keep running at defenders on from that right flank.
Di Biagio to Capioli. The goal coming on 67 minutes. And now Balbo is offside. Rui Costa. Cardasciali. Batistuta has checked into the middle. Along with Baiano, Rui Costa wanting some movement from them. Instead he's switched the play to find Serena. Fiorentina coming back strongly now. But they'll have to watch out for these dangerous counter-attacks being launched via Fonseca. Parolino. Aldair standing firm. Off goes Fonseca. The ball bent into his path by Aldair. Away from Amoruso. Still Fonseca. Outnumbered in the end. Stefan Schwarz to bring it away for Fiorentina. Much better game now, Don.
Yeah, both sides are now starting to pass the ball. I mean, that Aldair crossfield pass to Fonseca was wonderful. It was lovely to see.
Back from a central defender. Here's Rui Costa. Batistuta through the middle. Still Batistuta. Hustled out of it though in the end. Now Statuto. The Fiorentina have been visibly lifted by the goal. Just when it really seemed they were down and out too. They were back on the ropes. Thanks to Balbo's second goal. But a different game now. Robiati, whose arrival